Hi there, this is going to be a general reading. Specifically, we're going to try and see what's happening with this energy now that the energy has shifted like insanely after the last full moon in Capricorn as well as the eclipse. Okay, so that just happened on the 4th or the 5th of July, depending on where you are in the world. Now, last night, I decided to pull some cards for my own self because for some of you that have seen the recent videos that I've done, there's some type of thing that happens and then there's a pause and then it happens, right? And so the pause for some of you could have been 2 weeks, 5 years, a month, 1 year is what's really relevant for me, is what I'm starting to piece together now. A lot of things that happened last year in Cancer season that I channeled, such as a lightning bolt, such as this swoosh. I kept seeing like on one of my lives when we're talking about some stuff, specifically talking about a particular saint. I kept seeing this like circular water thing going whoosh, like that kind of thing. Anywho, I went and did my investigations, as I am Nancy Drew, okay? Sherlock Holmes, and I found that it was last year in Cancer season. And it's so funny because last year, if you guys remember, I was channeling a lot, and also the card kept coming up from the Angel Answers deck, a year from now. And so you fast forward to a year and you're going, okay, okay. You know when things start adding up? You have that moment, right? When shit just like actually starts adding up and you start going, that's what's happening for me right now, honey. Now, again, pulled these cards last night. I forget what deck this is. What deck this is called. I don't know if it's the energy deck, psychic. I think it's a psychic tarot deck. I don't remember. Anywho, first card I got was dun dun dun, the waiting game. There was some kind of a pause for me. The pause was a year. I also forgot. Remember recently last month, I felt really drawn to go watch the movie 365 Days with Michele Morone. Right, that was like beginning, middle part of June. Right, and then it got us all in our feelings. A lot of the feminines, our hearts were cracked open because he's hot, and also it's just kind of like a lot of us like that kind of an alpha energy, you know. And it was like something's coming, you know. You could just feel it, right? The heart starting to crack open. And anyways, today I was thinking about this, going 365. Oh, last year I channeled 4 seasons. I kept channeling and seeing every time I would see that part in Notting Hill where he goes through the 4 seasons alone. Remember, in the marketplace without her. Oh, you know, Notting Hill's one of my favorites. At the end, when she says, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her." The waiting game. Whatever period of time this is, however this relates to you, it could relate to people in very different ways. Take it as it resonates. There would be this period of waiting, which I don't think you get. I don't think you're going to understand that until it reveals itself and you start to go, oh shit, because it hit me like a ton of bricks. And you know, I'm always 5 steps ahead. I'm very tapped in. I'm an Aquarius. I know it all. I want to know it all. I stay up front. I'm always, you know, ahead of the pack. When I tell you this hit me like a ton of bricks, I was like, but you know, they've got to keep so many things hidden from us because we're in it. Now, this is where it's going to get fucking interesting. I then pull base chakra, which is number 1, right? Which is what? Root. I was seeing the red for a while, right? Red. Root. A lot of times my sciatica nerve acts up. Remember recently? Last month, it started to act up again. In June, last month, remember? I don't think it was only my sciatica nerve and root chakra. This feels very masculine. Because we mirror each other, right? If you believe in that, and if you don't, then you probably don't even want to watch the rest of this, because you know it's kind of what this is about. Anywho, 1, root chakra or base chakra. 2, sacral chakra. We're going up the chakras. Root, sacral, okay? Somehow, we kind of just skip the solar. Wait. Wait. Oh my God. I'm using this freaking Chakra Oracle deck as an example to show you this, and I tripped the fuck out because I'm looking at the back of it and it says base chakra, but I see base chakra. And then for a split second I thought, what's happening? And I realized it's two different decks. It's the fucking Kundalini activation, if you will, or the start of someone's huge awakening. It may not even have anything to do with Kundalini because a lot of people, they're not there yet. They don't know what it is. Okay, take Kundalini out of it. It's a fucking awakening. Comes from the root. The base. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Base, sacral. Now I'm in my head. Mental conflict. Now I'm overthinking. I'm indecisive. Things are happening quickly. What's going on? Am I going crazy? Am I dying? You know all those things that happen and go through our heads when something's happening to us? Because we feel shit physically, but we also feel shit emotionally, and then we feel shit spiritually, and especially if this is someone that's cracking wide open, right? And feeling this, and it is a collective awakening, but this is really specific to people's masculines and the feminines that are coming together, okay? Twinny energy, if you will. So there's this whole mental conflict of like, what the fuck? Basically, is all the best way I can describe it to you. And we've all had because we've had several, what the fucks. And then you come to the throat chakra. Remember? May, all of June, I had the throat closing up thing, that tightening of the throat closing, huge lump in my throat. Remember, it was this big fucking deal. I felt like I was dying. I felt like my breath was getting cut off. And we knew it was the throat chakra because we kept pulling the throat chakra. And then I had fertility, number 3. Number 3, fertility, Empress, divine feminine, however you want to look at it. But what I find quite interesting is in this particular card, do you see how the heart chakra, the green heart chakra, is lit the fuck up? Something tells me this is a story. There's a waiting game because it's not time, because the fruits are not ready to be picked. It needs to be activated or awakened. The base is everything starts from there, right? Obvious. The base, sacral. Well, I don't know why we jumped through. Then there's mental conflict, freaking out. Oh my God, I'm feeling it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Throat chakra. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Speaking. And then boom, the heart chakra activates. This is the last part. Something just recently for some of you. I can relate. The heart chakra, we were talking about it for a fucking minute because we kept getting the heart chakra card, if you remember. This is why you should follow me on Instagram, because on xi_missy_xi, when I'm on live, we pull a lot of cards. I try to go live there every day, and this is shit we've been talking about. Now that I'm sharing that with you guys, okay, what I pulled for my own self to tell me what's up with this delay, like what's happening with this delay that I feel. Okay, I want to share it with you guys because I have a feeling it's not just for me, it's also collective. Now let's go ahead and use this Chakra Oracle deck and see what energies come out. The mental conflict is just like the worst because they don't know what's going on. I think there's this period of time of confusion. Dreams. Remember, I saw the dreamer thing when they asked me, Missy, what are you? What do you do? And I said, I'm a dreamer. It's also Cancer season. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon is about subconscious and dreams. Messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. I'm telling you guys, I'm so overwhelmed with signs that are happening right now and synchronicities and shit, right? A lot of us are having weird dreams. I had a really weird dream last night too, and I'm not one of those people that dream. So when I dream and I remember, it's significant. And I was like at a beach. I'm not going to get into it because anyways, I had a really interesting dream last night. Creativity, imagination, expression, originality, and passion. Let's get a couple more out, and then we're gonna hit the tarot, guys. We are, but everything always solar plexus. Isn't it funny how that's the one that was missing there? Something about this, though, I don't know if that's the area of which was already activated. The gut part, yeah, the gut instinct part. Something tells me this person's gut instincts were just fine. And I know people are going to argue and say, that's not what the solar is. Listen, I'm telling you what I'm feeling intuitively. I'm feeling like something here just was okay. Or I don't know, whatever. It didn't need to be activated. It was already activated for whatever reason. But we know this, that if this is really important connections that are coming together, such as the prophesized twin flames, they would both be intuitive already. They would have to be. They're already tapped into that part. They trust their gut. Look at that, bitch. Look at that. It says, bitch, it's gut instincts. Intuition, knowing, sensing, and trust. I told you that's the part of that. That's what's already it was fucking Mercury retrograde. It was already activated. It was 11:11 on my timer when I just looked up. And then the last card from here is inner child. Playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder. And this type of an energy is what is needed for many of us. Because if I don't get into that kind of an energy space, I'm going to have resting bitch face and I won't talk to anybody. That's my usual MO. In order to lock into this, it's not about being airheaded. It's not about being naive or stupid. It's not about being immature. But it's about having that little sense of wonder. You know that little part of you when you were a little girl or a little boy when you used to dream? When no one told you you couldn't do nothing. You were just innocent then. It was like that's what this is. It's like after the awakening or being rebirth, it's like I can dream anything, and actually feeling like being as creative as possible and dreaming huge and big. It's just this childlike wonder too about when we go through the first big bang, first big awakening. I talk about this all the time, that for me personally, this happened a few years ago, I would look at the trees outside and just notice how wonderfully like the sunlight glistened on them and the way they blew in the breeze, and I would stare at the ocean and I was just mesmerized, and I'd look up at the moon and the stars and everything. I was just in such awe of everything around me that's always been around me that I never found so fascinating. It's like this childlike wonder. This really does connect though to your instincts tell you when to let your guard down and when not to. That's why I think this part, the gut instinct part, has just been activated or was activated before all those other things really kicked into high gear. And this could very well be specific to the masculine. All right, can we now move on? Okay, I specifically pulled out the Lover's Path because I just feel like this is where I want to go. I love this deck. This is the one where Dante and Beatrice, remember? Fucking Dante's ass. Dante was so in love with Beatrice, but he was just so overwhelmed by her light. And that, he didn't say shit. And then Beatrice married someone else. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ace of Arrows. Let's talk about something very important now. July is the month of a lot of different things, right? Heart awakenings and such like this, right? It is also very important in having to do with the energy of Eros. Not arrows. Eros. E-R-O-S, aka Cupid. Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. We've channeled Cupid quite a fucking bit. You guys have heard me bring it up quite a bit, sing the song, channel it, do all those special things. Something about being struck. And it's so funny too, because you even have lightning in this card, Joe. See right there? Struck by lightning. A year ago, around a year ago, because it was in June, so I realized something, that last year in June, I posted about the lightning striking. I posted a video on my Instagram stories and saying it was the announcement. What I didn't realize is that the announcement was, but there was this waiting period. It was like us sitting in the waiting room. Or, yeah, I guess it's the waiting room. You have the waiting game there. It's the best way to describe it. And it's almost like, because it took so long for some, not everybody was a year 365. That's specific to me. Some of you, it was not as long. Some of you, it was longer. There's something here with this being struck by Cupid's arrow or being struck by lightning almost. And I just recently did that video, that reading about being struck by, I forget what it was called, Love Struck or some shit like that, remember? And I've got to go and watch that again after this, to be quite honest with you. Anywho, let's move on. So, like for Dante, for example, Dante got struck by Cupid's arrows. Starts his awakening, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe 4 of Arrows while they sleep. Something here about surrendering, sleeping. It's a subconscious, the dreams. They dream of each other. Or it's a dream thing, which I've always felt the masculines would do. I've always felt they would dream something, or they would see something. But ironically, you have the card dream first, right? And then the 4 of Swords is resting, retreating, meditation. But I see dreams. Subconscious mind and dreams. You have the Ace of Staves, another ace. Then you have Persephone and Pluto, which is transformation. This is death. That's that awakening. Yeah, they're going through some kind of metamorphosis, a transformation. It's a rebirth, as I said earlier. It's kind of like the child. It's like you go through the death process, which is, you know, kind of like the old way of being or your old life. And then you go through the cocoon process, right? And becoming reborn. Now this right here, this Ace of Staves, is the Ace of Wands. As we know, wands are about actions or movement. It's the great beginning. Uh-oh. Cupid, draw back your bow. Cupid and Psyche. And guess what card it is? It's the Sun. And guess what card it is? Awakening. See it? Someone awakens to love. Maybe someone awakens to something's there that wasn't there before. Isn't it so crazy and insane how we've channeled all of these different things for so long, and when it finally starts wrapping around, and remember, everybody has a different cycle. Not everyone's on the same cycle. So some people go through it sooner. Some people it's happening for them now. So because I'm just a channel, I'm just going to have to channel what comes. And so it sounds like sometimes we're repeating ourselves because we are. But also sometimes I just, for I don't know what reason, channel really fucking early in advance. Now, the Cupid arrows thing is being struck by lightning. It's being struck by love, being awakened, shocked, something shocking, trying to shake you, wake you. I want to read it from the book. Give me a second, please. You know, the Sun is masculine energy too, right? Whew. Creativity, success, fertility, and optimism. Give me a second, please. Creativity, fertility. Can't make this shit up. Venus was jealous of Psyche's outstanding beauty. She instructed her son Cupid to pierce Psyche with his arrow, so she would foolishly love the first creature she saw. But Cupid loved Psyche. He rescued her and secretly took her as his bride. Psyche burned Cupid by accident when she tried to see him by lamplight, and the angered god flew away. Venus put forth many trials to Psyche when she pleaded for her forgiveness. Cupid and Psyche were soon rejoined, awakened to the preciousness of their love by its testing. Rejoined. They come back together. Meanings: emotional awakening. the heart chakra. An expansive, life-affirming energy that brings opportunities and optimism, love and sexuality, creativity and procreation. Bitch, you cannot make this shit up. What does this mean, Missy? What does this mean? What the fuck does it mean? I think it means it's happening. Not for everyone, obviously, but for those that we have been channeling this for, I think it's fucking happening. You got Merlin and Vivian. This is the Magician. It's being manifested. It's happening. The Two of Cups in the bottom of the deck. You've sacrificed. This is the Hanged Man. This is that sacrifice that had to happen during this waiting period, this pause. That was the sacrifice. The sacrifice was almost as if it was spoken before we came here to say, listen, there's going to be a period of time where we can't be together. Oh, it makes me emotional. So I know that rings true because I feel it really strongly. It's like, we're going to get there and I'm not going to know you. And I'm not going to be able to find you for a minute. I've got to go through some shit. You've got to go through your shit. Because it's going to make us better. Because it's going to be for our soul growth. And it's what we came to do. And we're going to help get prepared so that we can help save the world. Because 2020 is going to be the year when it's time to fucking mount up. And it's like, but that's a sacrifice we're going to make. Okay? Are you okay with that? And it's like, well, yeah, I'm okay with that because I know I will find you. In this life and every life, I will find you. There was some type of a sacrifice here that was made, and I believe it's part of that waiting game. And I think it's longer for me than the 365. That 365 is very significant. Yes, that was the announcement period. It took 365 for me to start getting shit. But the fact is that for a lot of us, it's been this whole lifetime. The Ace of Coins. You have 3 fucking aces. Aces are new beginnings. They are gifts. They are blessings. This is something extremely tangible. For some, this is moving. The Ace of Coins, for me, or Ace of Pentacles, is always a card of moving or career change. It can also be seen as a card of where you get money for something really solid, or a very solid offer, being offered a job, or this is a solid commitment in love. Feels like it's a stamp. I just saw a letter. And you know, like those wax stamps? That's what I just saw in my head. That. Someone's about to open a letter. Something's about to be revealed. The 8 of Arrows. Look at her, she's sad as shit too. During this sacrifice period of time of, I'm just not gonna happen. You ever notice why some people around us have met their love of their life at 17 or at 14, and they've lived this life happily ever after with their person, and then there's some of us that feel like, well, we're never going to find our person, and it's not because we're negative either. It's not that. I'm not manifesting that. It's that because we had a different path, and there was a sacrifice that was needed. It was a sacrifice of, we got to go through some shit, and we've got to go through horrible, bad relationships, and I've got to learn the art of self-love, and so do you. And this is what we're doing. We're basically training and preparing for war. This is parabellum. Not to be dramatic, but preparing for war. That, I see how when I'm dramatic. Fucking Mercury retrograde. It was a bit of a big deep inhale and a gasp on top of which I was trying to talk. Let me move on, please. I forget what I was even gonna say. Oh my God, the 10 of fucking cups. Happily ever after. I do find you. As I told you I would. Took a minute. But I told you I'd find you. I almost feel like the other person goes, I knew you would. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. You got the Tower and you also have Wisdom. So Wisdom in this deck is the High Priestess. Total intuition, right? Look at her. Look at him. He's looking at her. She's like, gorgeous too. Anyways, look at the Tower. The Tower is dun dun dun. Look at the lightning again. Tower is sudden, explosive. Tower is divine intervention. It's course correction. It's also a gift, although we don't see it in the moment. The High Priestess has her book open. See that? This guy's just adoring the shit out of her too. He's just like watching her. And she's not doing anything. She's sitting there. She's slightly hidden, right? All you see is her eyes. So there's something about the eyes. He may recognize her by the eyes. Vice versa. It sounds real cheesy, yeah. We know this. I mean, I've probably said this to my clients a million times because it's what it is, you know? You'll know by the eyes. You know what I find really fucking interesting about that, and it's almost a joke, is it's as if she's wearing a mask, like how we have to wear right now during the pandemic, so you can only see the eyes. So this would be maybe when you meet him or he meets you or whatever, you guys only have a mask on. You guys have a mask on, so it's only the eyes being revealed. It's almost like a fucking joke when you think about like how insane that actually is. When you say, oh yeah, you'll know by the eyes, and then like now it's this time period of like, oh, when I see you, you probably got a mask on. And I can only see your eyes. It's like, you can't make shit up. Like, wow, what the fuck? It literally sounds made up sometimes, but this is our life. Parabellum, prepare for war. That was what this separation was, you know? The separation between two people. I have my own mission separately. When I get through with that, and I am at the right vibration, and I am the High Priestess, I am the King, I'm the Queen, I'm the Emperor, I'm the Empress. And then it's time to, that's when I can recognize you. It's almost like you ever heard that saying, like, a king cannot recognize a queen if he himself hasn't recognized himself as king. How can he recognize queen when he can't even see himself as king? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you've got to get to that right frequency. You've got to get to that right level. Otherwise, it walks right by you and you wouldn't even know. And I find that so fucking interesting because it's so true for me. They say the attraction changes when the vibration changes, and it's the absolute fucking truth. Now, you have the Nine of Staves here. You know, the Nine of Staves is sort of like the wounded warrior energy, right? It's the Nine of Wands. You can see there's a person in here, kind of locked up in this particular cage. It's about climbing up, and it's about being shut off from love or human connection or in anything of the sort. Being afraid to feel, being afraid to connect because I'm afraid that I'm going to get hurt. You reach this particular point in life, you kind of just get to this point where you go, that doesn't own me anymore. That comes with the heart chakra shit, right? Heart awakening and heart healing. Nine of Arrows. Oh, I find this really crazy. It's like she has given up almost. Look at that. It's kind of like all these arrows were all a no. And she's like kind of sad and she's crying, and it's almost like this particular angel, could be probably Cupid, I don't know, is giving her one last arrow. It's the last one, is what I'm hearing. It's funny too because I saw something that I posted again a year ago, like in ending of June, around June, and it was from a Sex and the City episode, and it was called The Last One. Or the last one standing, or some shit like that, or the only one left, or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was. And I remember thinking to myself, that's how you're gonna know, right? Yeah, oh, it's the eyes. Oh, my soul recognizes those. But it's also gonna be because wait for it, huh? I got this beloved cup from Hamilton, the play. I literally went to go see Hamilton in New York 2 years ago with my daughter. My daughter could not wait to see it. So when I did my meet and greet in Brooklyn, my very first meet and greet I did, which was amazing, and I haven't been able to do a meet and greet since. My last one was the one on Oahu, but after Brooklyn, we did San Diego and San Francisco, and then I did Oahu. And this summer, we were supposed to do the UK. And so I'm very sad, and I apologize to everyone in the UK that I'm not coming because of the whole fucking pandemic. Our trip's been canceled. But in anywho, it's as if like this is the last one. It's like, it's that moment she kind of just goes, it's okay. You ever have that feeling where it's like you're trying to do something, it doesn't work out, and then you go, it's okay, and you kind of just let it go. You kind of surrender to it. You just go, it's okay. And it's in that moment they go, oh look, it just opened up. Oh look, look, this happened. Look, this changed. Something about that energy of like, it's not the end, it's just the beginning, is what I just heard. It's not the end. It is just the beginning. Contemplation. This is the Hermit. Virgo energy. But you see how he's painting? He's contemplating. That's this right here. This is the mental conflict. I feel like it's this whole, what is this? I don't understand what it is. What is this? Figuring it out. Trying to figure out what it is. And what it is the heart fucking cracks wide open. And then it's also the signs and synchronicities become so overwhelming. But I think it's like everything we thought before. Like I would go, oh yeah, all the signs led to this one and that one, and it was this and that. I like right now I go, wow, I was so off. And then it's tricky too, because then I think to myself, in 6 months from now, am I going to say the same thing again? Like, oh wow, everything I thought I was uncovering in July wasn't even that. Oh my God. And so we kind of are like, but something tells me, nah, bitch, nah, this is big. You have the lilies, which I'm going to read from the book. Give me a second. Oh, you bastard. What is it? It's foot down too. Hold on, which means I got to work. Oh, it's the dog. Oh, the dog is just total faithfulness. Right? It's companionship, it's loyalty, it's a best friend. Someone here could like love animals or, dogs specifically, but it also symbolizes how it's man's best friend, right? And so this would be somebody who's like a best friend, like literally your right hand. Loyalty, companionship, warm friendship, closeness, friendly, faithfulness, trustworthy, honest, reliability, dependable, encouragement, support, satisfied and happy. A loyal friend or someone very trustworthy. There's this whole feeling of I can trust this person, and that's what ends up kind of like sticking out, because maybe it's the kind of person that doesn't trust anybody, and then they find themselves trusting a stranger. Peace, harmony, contentment, maturity, experience, support, elders, wisdom, virtue, passion, completion, satisfaction, sex, influence, sensuality, recognition. That's what we were looking for. Someone of influence, maturity, or wisdom, a content situation. There's a recognition happening here. It's also an adoration. Like this dude kind of is admiring her. Like, wow, look at her. It's like totally in awe. But there's a recognition that happens here. It's that whole like when lightning strikes and you go, what the fuck? Holy shit balls. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, Cupid doing his thing, arrows, however you want to look at it, the heart chakra blasting open, all these different things. If it does not resonate with you for this particular part, then it's just not for you. And that's okay. Now, we're going to do an extended, because it's been a bit since I've done the intimate cards. So we're going to use the Sexual Tarot Magic deck. These contain sexual images. We will be speaking of such things. If you are not 18... and if you are also not comfortable speaking of those things, do not purchase the extended. Click on the link below if you want to. Remember this, because this always happens. Like hundreds of people will buy a video and nothing's wrong with it, right, for them. And then you'll have like 3 people that will say it's not working, Missy, something's wrong with it, it's not working, and it's usually technical issues on their end. Now, don't get me wrong, it is Mercury in retrograde right now, which means electronics can be fucked up and shit. So it could be on my end, but so far it has not been. It's always on that other person's end. If you receive the email with the link and you click the link after you purchase the video and it does not work, You go straight to my website. Now you have to enter the correct information. It may look like it's gonna have you purchase the video again, but usually 9 out of 9 or 10 out of 10 times, this is what I'm told, when you click on the video, you watch it, no biggie. Now, if you find you still have problems doing all of those things, you need to do shit on your end, okay? You gotta close it down, you gotta try it from a different device, all these things. I'll know it's not me when only 3 people say something's wrong and 300 people bought the video and they're all okay. That's how I know, right? So in any case, if you have any of those technical issues, do all those things first before you email me, okay? Because I cannot do anything on my end if it's on your end. All I can do is fix it if it's on my end. And it's not to say it cannot be on my end. It's just that usually it's not. I'll know because I'll get a fucking shitload of emails and DMs. Now, I want to tell you guys, thank you for all of your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions here on YouTube. And follow me on Instagram, xi_missy_xi. And if you have TikTok, that's my same handle. And we are having a ball there. Laughter is the best medicine. Okay? And if you want to book a reading with me, click on the link below. Make sure you know what you want first. When you email me, put it in the title of the email which reading you want. It does not work because when people just say, I want a reading, which one? It's too much bulk for me to go back and forth with people constantly. I go to the ones that know what they want first. My most popular reading is the emergency readings because, you know, people want their shit done in 5 to 7 days. So that's my most popular one. And of course, those are the ones that take precedence, okay? All right, you guys, I will see you guys later, and I'll see you in the extended for those of you that want to check it out. Bye.